When it comes to designing websites or mobile apps, up until a few years ago, the most popular tool of choice would have been Adobe Photoshop. Then in 2010, a new product made its appearance on the market. I'm talking about Sketch from Bohemian's Coding. Especially in the last couple of years, it became a great alternative to Photoshop. Cheaper and completely dedicated to UI/UX designers, it gradually stole a lot of designers' hearts and went on to form a loyal and growing community. Still, a lot of people never left the Adobe ecosystem, as you can't really do everything with Sketch. And most importantly, this software is only available for Mac, so all the Windows users could never switch to it even if they wanted to. So, why would I use Adobe XD when there are already other tools out there? The short answer is because it will be the next big thing. It will soon become one of the best, if not the best tool out there for UI/UX design. Adobe XD, which stands for Experience Design and was previously known as Project Comet, was launched in February 2016. It was initially released as a preview version and only for Mac, with a very limited amount of features. Month after month, Adobe released new updates, adding more and more features based on the feedback received by its growing user base. At the time of this recording, Adobe XD has grown into a pretty solid piece of software, available for Mac, Windows 10, iOS and Android. So if you need more reasons that will show you why Adobe XD is a great choice as a design tool, here's a few. It's really built for UI/UX design. This is probably the main reason that convinced me to switch almost instantly from Photoshop. Adobe XD's user interface has been designed to make the job of a UI/UX designer as easy and straightforward as possible. The most common tools and features like shapes, borders, shadows, blurs, alignment options are always visible on the screen, and you don't need to look for them in hidden menus or panels. Way less clicks are needed to accomplish the same things you would do on Photoshop. This seems like a small difference, but as soon as you give Adobe XD a try, you'll realize how uncomfortable the whole Photoshop experience seems in comparison. Photoshop wasn't built to design websites or mobile apps, it's a photo editing software. Adobe XD is the natural upgrade for those designers who are still using Photoshop and want to remain within the Adobe ecosystem. Adobe XD is available for Windows. Not everyone likes or can afford a Mac, and Windows designers and companies who could not use Mac-only tools like Sketch will finally be able to adopt a new software totally dedicated to UI/UX design. And we're talking about a lot of people. Well, you could say, I'm a Mac user already, why should I care about Windows? As this software will be available on all platforms, it will probably achieve a large adoption, and as a result, a solid community will grow over time, with tons of useful resources available for everyone. Adobe XD is really fast. It's surely the first thing I noticed when I first tried it. It starts up in less than a second and it can handle files with several dozens of artboards without ever showing any sign of slowness. Everything feels smooth, fast and pleasant. This is because Adobe XD was built completely from scratch. Only the features that are really needed were included, and great performance is one of the core objectives that Adobe set for this product. It's exactly the opposite of what Photoshop is. Still a great piece of software, but based on some old legacy code and packed with hundreds of features you don't need for UI/UX design, which makes the whole overall experience sluggish and painful at times. And when compared to Sketch, even in this case Adobe XD seems to be in a different league in terms of performance. The repeat grid feature. This is just awesome, a huge time saver when designing pages or screens with lists of repeating objects and trying to decide which layout works best. With the repeat grid, you can create a list of objects and manage its content in a blink of an eye. We will see this feature in detail later in the course. Prototype, share, and collaborate. Adobe XD is not just a tool to design user interfaces. Using its prototype feature, you can easily create an interactive prototype of the project you're designing by simply connecting links and buttons of your app or website to other screens or pages included in the project, choosing a type of transition and previewing the final result on your machine or on mobile via the Adobe XD mobile app. You're also able to share your prototype with your team or stakeholders, who in return can post comments to the whole project or to specific pages. Having all of these features under the same roof is pretty remarkable. As far as I know, no other tools offer that at the moment. This is just the beginning. At the time of this recording, Adobe XD is still a beta version. Adobe is working hard on improving the product with monthly updates, and the plans they shared for the future look really promising. Also, let's not forget that Adobe has a lot of money and a big marketing firepower. The app hasn't been officially launched yet, but you can already see some big names and companies being associated with the XD brand. Also, they already have a very solid user base to sell this product to, all the Adobe CC subscribers. For them, it will be an obvious choice to give XD a try. So I really think that there is a bright future for this product. So I really hope I gave you enough reasons to convince you that you made the right choice by signing up to this course. Let's move on with the next chapter.